Hi YouTube, this is RobinNuts1 here, and I have got for you the third episode of Arrow, titled Episode 3, The Lone Gunman, marking the first appearance of Deadshot, a well-known assassin in the DC Comics, as an excellent marksmanship person. Also coincidentally a Batman villain, I think. Deadshot is hired to kill a group of people who are aiming to buy Unidat Industry. One of the kills that Deadshot makes involves a member of Oliver's list. Oliver is forced to hunt him down and stop him from killing people at the Unidat auction, one of them being his stepfather. Meanwhile, Thea is arrested for breaking into a shop and trying on clothes. Oliver notes that Moira's lack of parenting is not helping her daughter and tells Moira that he could have used a little more parenting when he was growing up. As a result, Moira grounds Thea, resulting in Thea sort of getting back at Oliver and revealing that Tommy and Laurel were dating or screwing when he was on the island. Oliver is very much like a detective in this story, and we see him using microscopes and blood work to find out who Deadshot is. And we also see Oliver using a plant which heals his wound from a poison that Deadshot laces his bullets with. So we do see that Oliver has many skills to help him fight the good fight. Like, he's able to use various plants he found on the island to heal wounds, heal poisons. He's able to find microscopes and do blood work to find out who Deadshot is, which I kind of liked, because we don't see, apart from Batman, we don't see very many characters actually use detective skills very often. They're either invincible superhumans, or they like to bash things and ask questions later. So it's always nice to have a character who is willing to think outside the box in order to solve a problem. Oliver works to uncover truths and find out puzzles, and whilst he isn't good as Batman, as he doesn't just randomly appear and say, "You're the supervillain behind this great master plot." No, he is very, very subtle with it, and is able to use these skills. Like, there's a scene where Oliver is able to pinpoint the fact that Diggle's sister-in-law is not wearing a ring, noting that Diggle's brother isn't around. He analyzes the room and is sort of has that Sherlock flair to him. And Oliver also seems to know that Tommy and Laurel had been dating or screwing while he was gone, and didn't seem fazed by this. So either Oliver knew that something like it could happen, or felt like it was karma getting back at him. This episode also sees Oliver interacting with the Russian mafia to hunt down Deadshot, which does show that Oliver isn't afraid to work with the people he's fighting against, which makes his character a lot more complex. Like, this is a very, very grey superhero. And the Hood is very, very different to, say, a character like Superman in Smallville, or in the Superman comics, or the movies, etc., who would never even think to work with the Russian mafia, as Superman's moral code wouldn't allow him to do that, because he views that as wrong. Whereas Oliver doesn't have a moral code, and is able to blur the lines between hero and anti-hero, making the character a lot deeper than in the one shown in Smallville. Smallville's Green Arrow did not kill, to an extent that Arrow's version killed. Deadshot notes that he and the Hood appear to have similar jobs, and actually originally thinks that Oliver is an assassin. Oliver denies the fact that, but we can clearly tell that these killer instincts are there, and this is actually the first time it's addressed in the show. Deadshot's appearance is very similar to the one seen in the Arkham game, complete with his wrist guns, which was a very, very good choice, as it reflects the realistic tone that this show is going with, unlike in Smallville, who wore a cowboy hat and a big long overcoat thing. So I found that was... Thea and Moira's relationship is slowly unraveled in this episode, and we can see why Thea is the way she is. Thea acts out because her mother was never a good role model for her. She identifies more with her father, who always knew how to raise her, while she didn't, and struggled to raise Thea properly. I think if Thea goes through a character arc, it's how Thea responds to the male authority. Like, Thea doesn't maintain very good relationships with either her mother or her respective boyfriend. However, this still makes Thea into the weakest character so far. She's the way she is because she's acting out and is making no efforts to change or grow. She hangs around with the wrong crowd and does the same mistakes as Oliver did. And Oliver is trying to help Thea see that error and make it right before any real damage comes out of it, like it did for him. And although you can't blame Thea for the fact that her role models were less than good, Thea has the opportunity to change. She just hasn't yet. It was very surprising to see that Diggle know about the secret so early in the episode. And although it was being built up prior to this episode, it was still very interesting to have the character know the secret in in episode 3, let alone in season 1. And it's a good way of adding support for the main character early on. But it was just very, very surprising to have a character know the secret this soon. My personal feelings towards this is that the reason why Oliver revealed that he needed help and turns to his bodyguard for that secret is similar to Oliver's way of respecting Diggle, and that and then it's sort of like he was testing him, similar to how Batman tests Katana in Beware the Batman. And that the reason why Oliver was evading Diggle was to see if Diggle could essentially keep up with him. It was a very, very fun little episode, I think. So, thank you very much for listening to me, and like the Facebook page. There'll be many, many more episodes of Arrow still to come. I'm going to try my hardest to get all of the Arrow Season 1 reviews done by the time Season 2 comes out. That's my target. So expect a lot more Arrow reviews to be coming out. Thank you for listening, and I shall see you all later.